Welcome to another reign. Very short reigns this particular Star-Crossed Kings. We've already chewed through 3 different kings in 2 days. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, I would say. People getting dethroned left and right. Luvnest defeats Von Ivan 2-0, so now we're going to go into another series. King Luvnest just ascended his throne. He will now be up against VindicareX, who I have not seen in a long time, actually. I have not seen Vindicare play in quite a while, so I'm curious to see what he's going to bring to the table this patch. I haven't seen him play a single game this patch myself, which is, you'd think I would have, because he's my time zone. We're both Americans. So this is a good opportunity for me to catch up on what Vindicare's strats are lately. We're going to see really aggressive push for the cutoff house by Luvnest Pios right here, right off the bat. Vindicare splitting himself between left and right as Soviets here. Double conscript opening. Combat engineers jump inside this shed thing. Conscripts moving up to engage from this direction. Maintain control of the cutoff. Slowly moving to take control of territory on both the left and right. Looks like he's going to go slightly harder right. 1 squad of conscripts left. Should be able to be 1 squad of grenadiers left. That fuel probably go into Vindicare's control. And we've got urban defense? No, armored assault. Armored assault, shock, motor, and guard rifle combined arms. Pretty, actually, kind of a weird loadout. But I know Vindicare has always used kind of straight, like, non-metal loadouts. He used to always go elite armor as Over Commando West. Maybe he still does. I guess we'll find out in Game 2 if that's still something he likes to attempt. Who knows? Conscripts continuing to just engage against Luvnest. He's just stalling in this building with Pios and Grenadiers. Gonna throw down some more wire right here while he captures backcaps with this 1 squad of Grenadiers. But it looks like Vindicare is slowly rotating right towards the fuel point. He's prioritized the munitions over the fuel over here on the left. He's gonna move to try and take that away from Luvnest Grenadiers now. At this range and cover, I think conscripts will win eventually. No Molotovs to turn the engagement. You could Ura into close range to speed things up a little bit, but either way, I'm pretty sure he's going to win that. RNG dependent, though. Combat engineers taking control of the fuel point over here on the right side. Conscripts have to retreat right there, fall down to just 1 man. And apparently the Grenadiers will win this. Conscripts probably should have gotten into closer range to make sure they won that engagement. I guess I don't know, I can't tell. Another Grenadier model just got sniped. It's probably still RNG dependent in that engagement. Very slow engagement over there. Flamethrower jumping into this building. Combat engineers in this building as well. Luvnest, however, is taking control of the right side fuel, but also losing this cutoff over here. It won't matter since he holds both of these strategic points. And Vindicare will retreat from that engagement against Luvnest on the left. Conscripts inside this building. Force away those Grenadiers. And there's tier 2 for Luvnest. Getting that up pretty quickly. No team weapons for him, just 4 Grenadier opening straight to tier 2. Meanwhile, Vindicare has gone tier 2 himself and fielded a Maxim. Straight right to try and protect this fuel investment. He's going to reinforce a little bit here in his base. Combat engineers grabbing that point. Flamethrower grabbing the fuel, and the Maxim is about to suppress a couple Grenadier squads over here, possibly force some retreats while the Flamethrower backpedals slightly. Conscripts trying to make a play for the cutoff, should take it. 1 Pio just got dropped quite quickly right there. So, there's the retreat. Conscripts grab this left cutoff point, which is going to cut off Luvnest's fuel over here on the right side. Maxim's still trying to work on these 2 squads of Grenadiers. There's 1 retreat, rotating to fire at the other Grenadier squad, with conscripts available on the flank as well. But there's Luvnest's half track. If he can use this to set up a slightly stronger front line, Might be able to push Vindicare off the map a little bit. He's going to go left first to try and get back control of his cutoff, which means he's probably just given up entirely on the right side for now. Vindicare will get this fuel and victory and munitions points under his control with these 3 squads easily enough. Half-track moving up to support those grenadiers, pushes the conscripts off the left side cutoff. A fresh Maxim is on its way to the VP over here to try and get the clock ticking against Luvnest a little bit. AT grenades researched by Vindicare right there, so he will have access to some sort of anti-half-track firepower.
That's it. Fully reinforced.
Gonna camp this building a little bit with those conscripts. Throwing up some green cover over here as well. His Maxim can take advantage of that, throwing down some defensive mines. It's kind of an interesting mine placement. It's not in an intersection, it's way hard right, so it would be kind of interesting to see what might hit that. It's between the fuel and the munitions though, so something that captures the fuel and then runs to the munitions could hit that, but other than that I'm not so sure. Flamethrower is about to encounter some grenadiers over here. The half-track is available to support them though, so squad falls pretty low, has to disengage out of that. Maxim catches a grenadier squad over here, I think. Yes. Not suppressed yet, and they move behind this shed thing. It's gonna have to reposition a little bit. Mine, or flare, goes down over here on the point, but I think Luvnest spotted that being planted with those 2 squads. Luvnest pushing hard for the cutoff right here, and he has decapped it, but for whatever reason, these 2 points count as connected. So that's not a cutoff. Since Vindicare holds this point, but Luvnest is about to go get, maybe not. Sending 1 squad to go get that to try and get that cutoff going, for real. And I'm pretty sure that is a mistake on this map, like a bug. I'm pretty sure that's a bug, because I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It was not like that in COH1.
Supply lines have been cut.
But Luvnest has now cut Vindicare off for real. Decaps this point as well, though he does get hit by that flare right there. Vindicare is going to move to try and get his cutoff back with these combat engineers. With a flamethrower coming up on the south flank. Rifle grenade onto the Maxim. Does pretty significant damage to that. That's going to have to retreat, but Flamethrower retakes control of this house, and Luvnest is going to back off. Moving his half-track a little back, moving these 2 grenadiers back as well. He may want to do some healing on those squads because they're both quite wounded. Jumping into the half-track with the grenadiers, he's probably going to ferry those back to base and start and get some healing done. Meanwhile, over here on the left side, these 2 grenadier squads are getting control of pretty much all territory. There's an MG42 for Vindicare, or for Luvnest as well, putting pressure on the conscripts in that house, and they'll be forced to retreat.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Wow, half-track just goes down. Look at that. Half-track destroyed by a well-positioned field gun right by that house, with flamethrower protection too. Half-track went down way faster than Luvnest was expecting. 2 shots connect, half-track destroyed. Maxim working on the left side, trying to push away some grenadiers over here. Another cutoff maneuver by Vindicare's conscripts. We'll have to dodge that rifle grenade. Narrowly. There's still a flare right there. Conscripts heading left. Try and get that fuel under control. LMG-42 gets suppressed, can't win this engagement against the Maxim, and will also be forced to retreat. Conscripts are actually going for the victory point first, try and put some victory point pressure on Luvnest. The victory points are still pretty even, 486 to 446, neither player really making a whole lot of progress on that front. MG42 set up in some green cover here with Grenadiers spotting. Vindicare is going to pull back a little bit while he sets up a flank from the left side. Flamethrower in the house, conscript support. He's also got a couple squads on the left trying to work this angle. Luvnest only has about half of his forces on the front line right now, while the rest makes its way out of his base, so Vindicare should be able to win this engagement for the right side easily enough. Flamethrower moving up on the flank, getting a pretty decent amount of damage off on these bursts. There's the gunner sniped, and it looks like a full retreat. Pretty easy engagement, easy win. Although more grenadiers are arriving to support, jump into the building right there. Flamethrower's going to try to get some lucky bursts on them in the building, but they are quite wounded. This squad of conscripts moving up into this building as well. On the left side, this Maxim has to retreat from flanking LMG grenadiers. Minesweepers are going to grab the strategic point, and this conscript squad is grabbing the munitions. Flamethrower did have to retreat from this, and the conscript squad is too low to stick around as well. But the victory point will be briefly decaptured. So lots of back and forth this game. Lots of back and forth on both sides of the map.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Maxim and Flamethrower reinforcing here in the base. Bio's taking control of that strategic point.
The sector has been cut off.
They do decap it before jumping into the house for protection. Conscripts moving into short range on those grenadiers. Maxim plus field gun also putting pressure on the Pios. They're forced out. 2 Maxims actually. Vindicare has chosen armored assault, by the way, and Luvnest has chosen elite troops. So they both have chosen late game commanders. Very late game commanders. Tiger Ace more of a late game commander than armored assault, but Vindicare is floating tons of fuel for call-ins. Up to 200 right now. He doesn't seem to have any intention of going beyond tier 2, just operating on an army of 2 conscripts. I think he must have lost at least one. Probably. Yes, one of his 3 original conscript squads wiped. So 2 conscripts of his original 3, 2 Maxims, a field gun, flamethrower, minesweeper. So pretty healthy tier 2 composition while he waits for his call-in tanks to arrive. And Luvnest has transitioned from his 4 grenadier opening into tier 3 and tier 2. His half-track is dead, though. The only tier 2 unit he made in this game. He's going back down to tier 1 for this mortar. He likes getting that late-game mortar. 11 to 13-minute mortar as both Soviets and Oster, apparently. Over here on the left side, he seems to be pretty successful. He's got the G43 upgrade on his grenadiers to give him a little bit more firepower, plus LMG on this squad. And it looks like he's going to start working more and more for the left side rather than the right, since these Maxims camping buildings are going to get rather annoying for Luvnest to have to try and deal with, although he does have a mortar to bombard that position. Flamethrower is going to have to retreat from this engagement. They don't get away. A little bit of a late retreat right there. Flamethrower gets wiped. Nice pickup by Luvnest. MG42 fires on that Maxim over there. Conscripts taking control of the left side VP. Conscripts over here taking control of the strategic point. Will be able to push away those suppressed grenadiers. Maxim is taking mortar fire, though, from the mortar positioned on the victory point. Field gun might do a high explosive barrage on some of the stuff over there, but doesn't look like it. Stun grenade on the conscripts. Big mortar hit on the Maxim forces that retreat. Well, the stun grenade didn't really do very much. That might be a wipe. Late retreat there by Luvnest, and Grenadiers go down. Panzer IV is in production for Luvnest. Mortar over here does get hit by a high explosive barrage, so it's going to have to retreat off the battlefield, but Pios are screening it away. They might hit a mine. Jeez, there's so many engagements happening simultaneously. It's hard to keep track of for me. I can't even imagine how the players are trying to deal with this. Grenadiers going to get pinned right there. There's a retreat. This squad of Grenadiers, after taking the VP, has to go take control of the strategic points. MG42 taking control of this. Pyos trying to jump into the building, get wiped on a mine. That huge mine. Ouch. That's bringing Luvnest quite low now. Grenadiers wiped and Pyos wiped. Really reducing the size of his army composition. Is one of these an MG42? Is this an MG42? No, it's not. I don't think. I wish I could see the actual HMG. Where is it? There it is. Okay, that's a Maxim. Yeah, that's definitely a Maxim. So 4 Maxims for Vindicare. Jeez, that's a lot. Hopefully Luvnest can punish that with his Panzer IV because clearly his infantry game is suffering. Panzer IV on the field now. He does have a decent amount of map control over here on the left still. With that tank out, he should maybe be able to pick up a couple wipes against his opponent, who has pretty light anti-tank of his own, although he's extremely close to his call-ins. If he goes for these T-34 85s, that'll be extremely strong against that Panzer IV, and it's still a very long time before Luvnest can make it to Tiger Ace. So he's going to have to get out some anti-tank guns of his own if he's going to survive against the Soviet call-in tanks, which are obviously on their way. Mortar bleeding these combat engineers a little bit. Maxim firing on the grenadiers here.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
Troop training on something. On the Pyos for faster repairs. Interesting. Late game troop training usage on those Pyos to give them some slightly faster repairs. But he wants to try and pick up wipes. He keeps trying to go for wipes with this tank. So far he hasn't been able to get any really lucky shots. It is up to only 3 kills. I think he used troop training on this too, because that won oddly quickly for only 4 kills. Grenadiers working on the right side. Fuel point, and over here on the left, mines, Maxim, conscripts to push away some G43 Grenadiers. This lone squad harassment attempt would definitely fail. This Panzer IV keeps running over these mines. I don't think that does any damage to the tank. If it does, it's extremely minor. So it does actually give Vindicare a little bit of vision, but other than that, no! Oh my god. Nice wipe. He is a pixel away from hitting that mine, though. Wow. I can't even believe that. There's the Collins. Grenadiers instantly retreat. Good thing that Panzer IV didn't hit that mine. If he had hit that mine, that would be a dead tank, guaranteed. It's going to slowly reposition back into the into the base. No, he's just going to stick around in the engagement. One T-34 is pulled away. So will this one. Panzer IV definitely can't stand up to 2 T-34 85s by any means. Luvnest's only anti-tank right now is Panzer Faust and the Panzer IV main gun, so he really needs to get an 18 gun out as soon as possible. Losing control of the right side fuel point again. Looks like Vindicare is going to secure most of the map here. 1 Panzer IV is not going to be enough to defend over here. There's a field gun right there.
The enemy has taken our supply sector. Anti-tank line set to go. T-34 here. Our T-34s have been outfitted with 85mm guns. We will follow
High explosive barrage on this building to force out that machine gun. It's not really doing very much damage. You'd think a high explosive barrage would do more damage to a building than like infiltration grenades, but apparently it's not that impressive. Grenadiers trying to maybe clear this gun, but they're not doing that much damage on the move. This would be good for a G43 squad, but regular Grenadiers kind of slow to get that T-crewed. Going to get away, I think. It's having a bit of a traffic jam. There it goes. T-34 moves in the way of those Grenadiers to push them away out of that engagement. There they go. Panzer IV moves to engage against the Maxim right here, although the mortar is pushed off the battlefield. And it looks like Luvnest might make it to Tiger Ace this game if he could just keep stalling and surviving. Although by the time a Tiger Ace comes out, it looks like there's going to be an IS-2 and 2 T-34 85s on the battlefield, which is kind of a lot. Panzer IV engaging against T-34 over here on the right side. It's up to Vet 2. It's doing pretty well. Again, ooh, nice hit right there. Again, I'm a little surprised that Vindicare hasn't just gone super hard in on that Panzer IV. Maybe he's afraid of Teller mines. I think he probably could have killed it by now, but Luvnest does have a little more protection on the field. Anti-tank gun right there. He's got to reinforce and heal some squads here in his base. Try to break through and get a little more territory under his control. This Panzer IV is the only thing, really, that's an effective weapon, other than just LMG Grens, tier 1 team weapons. This is really the cornerstone of his army. Still 2 CPs away from that Tiger Ace. Maxim is forced to retreat over here. Mortar and rifle grenade. It's a dead grenadier.
We have casualties.
Interesting to see so much elite troops in this tournament. Seems to be kind of popular as Oster for some reason. I haven't seen it win yet. Every time I see elite troops get picked, it loses, but it seems to be more popular for whatever reason. But clearly, it's struggling a little in tournament play. It doesn't seem to get the job done quite as much as close air support does.
Our lines of supply are disrupted.
Needs to be careful with that thing. The one machine gun defending over here on the right side looks like it's about to be forced to retreat by by Maxims and conscripts.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Panzer IV trying to force a retreat from a Maxim over here on the right side. Has to kite some conscripts though. Push back slightly. Grenadiers jumping into this building. Luvnest just trying to survive on his 1 VP. There's the IS-2. IS-2 and 2 T-34s has a pretty good chance taking on a Tiger Ace. Luvnest looks like he's going to get the CPs together to call this in. And he started to float the manpower as well as he can. It's making his army a little small to have to try and float up to 800 manpower though.
Reinforcements complete. The enemy is taking our territory.
Luvnest going to make a push out the right side of his base.
Grenadiers reinforced.
Combat engineers.
We are losing a sector.
All a little low. IS-2 moving up to take shots at that Panzer II, but still not getting overly aggressive into Luvnest's base to try and chase and kill any high priority targets like the AT gun
Is ready to join the fight.
or the Panzer IV. And there it is, 15 CPs, finally. Luvnest has access to the Tiger Ace. He still needs about 1 minute's worth of manpower to call that in, and he is triple capped. And bleeding further manpower. He's going to try and get in range for a Panzerfaust. Sturmovik is maybe going to suppress him, plus Maxim has to retreat all that stuff back into his base. IS-2 taking shots at the Panzer IV right there. Anti-tank gun and Panzer IV trying to do a little bit of damage in return. That just fell extremely low. I don't know. On the one hand, it might be an overextension by Vindicare. On the other hand, it might be GG for Luvnest. Kind of on a razor's edge right here as he waits for that Tiger Ace to come in and save the day magically. He does do a little bit of reinforcement. Brings his manpower a little bit lower. Still about 1 full minute away from that Tiger Ace. Just has to wait to get that thing on the field. He's lost all map control. Vindicare has pulled back. He's just going to keep Luvnest contained. After fielding the Tiger Ace, it's going to take Luvnest a long time to get the manpower up for another Panzer IV. But he's basically going to be operating on one Panzer IV, a Tiger, or two Panzer IVs and a Tiger Ace, and a very small force of remaining infantry. He's going to have to take out two T-34s and an IS-2. The rest of the stuff in Vindicare's army is not a very serious threat to a Tiger Ace. So those will be the important targets to destroy. Vindicare is about I don't know, a couple minutes, like 3 minutes away from his next call-in. There's the ace. This is Luvnest's last chance to turn this game back in his favor. It's going to head straight right towards the IS-2. Misses its first shot, but it's going in extremely hard against it. Panzer IV is going to move to support as well. There's target weak point on the IS-2. Penetrates and crew shocks it. Tiger Ace needs to continue the chase. Backing off a little bit from the AT grenade, which does not penetrate. Conscript squad will retreat. Putting heavy damage on the Maxim inside this building from both tanks and a mortar. That's going to get wiped any second if it does not retreat immediately. There it goes. House collapses, Maxim down. How Vindicare responds to the fact that there's a Tiger Ace on the field is probably going to decide this game. It looks like Luvnest will slow the victory point clock, taking control of the right side here. And all of Vindicare's tanks have made a full retreat back into the Soviet base. These two Maxims are repositioning to a slightly safer position as well. And Luvnest needs to get some infantry onto the field to get victory points back under his control.
We have 100 points remaining. Grenadiers on the fire! You have orders?
There's the mine, though. There's the mine. On the Panzer IV, not on the Tiger Ace, though. He could probably repair that soon. I don't know if Vindicare is going to follow up on that or not. The Tiger Ace is available to protect that. AT gun just got destroyed, though, so that's still probably a pretty good engagement for Luvnest. He's going to get that repaired pretty quickly. Mortar's about to get pushed off the map. Here's the victory point slow by Luvnest on the right side. Victory point here. Grenadiers were forced to retreat from the left side, though. Tiger Ace moves to push away that machine gun. Mortar is just going to tank the damage because he can't retreat that. It needs to keep capturing, but it gets wiped. Mortar gets wiped. AT gun is set up in the road to try and punish anything that might try and hunt and kill the Panzer IV right there. Tiger Ace has wiped almost all of Vindicare's infantry. Almost, not quite. IS-2 goes right to engage these Grenadiers and try and stop any further capture of VPs. Luvnest has only about 58 remaining, so can't really afford to lose any victory points, and the Tiger Ace can only be in one place at a time. It's got to prioritize very carefully exactly where it goes and what it does. He's going to try and take out that damaged engine IS-2, though, and there's an extremely good chance that that's going to go down. Panzer IV supporting it, and an AT gun right there. That could be a dead IS-2. Has to focus on that T-34 first. Combat engineers are on their way to try and get that engine repaired, and they have pretty limited time in which to do so. That T-34 better get to safety. Only 50 points left for Luvnest, and he stops the clock with the Grenadier squad heading straight left. And IS-2 is in so much danger with that damaged engine right there. There is a field gun available to try and save it, and most Tiger Ace shots are bouncing, fortunately. IS-2 misses a shot, Tiger Ace gets a shot off. Panzer IV dives against the field gun, trying to absorb some fire for the Tiger Ace, and that's going to get decrewed / destroyed. Tiger Ace moves to re-engage against the IS-2. Vindicare has lost a ton of manpower, but he does have the fuel for his next call-in. Panzer IV is available for further damage on the IS-2, and the AT gun is moving to support in this engagement as well. T-34 is moving to try and put some pressure on that Panzer IV. AT gun does get a shot off. T-34 has fallen to about half. Sturmovik coming in on the AT gun. Tiger Ace working on the IS-2 can't quite finish it off yet. Panzer IV continues backpedaling away from the T-34 right there, and the Tiger Ace is not giving up this chase. IS-2 is going to go down any second, and the Tiger Ace has barely taken a scratch, but shots just keep bouncing. There goes the T-34 in the engagement in the north. Tiger Ace continues to try against that IS-2. Main gun destroyed, but he still hasn't finished the job. And he's going to blitz out of the base to safety because he just can't seem to seal the deal. There he goes. A T-gun turns to fire on that T-34 plus Panzer IV. Vindicare, look at his infantry forces, are down to nothing. Down to absolutely nothing remaining. Just a Maxim. Not a Maxim, just a Minesweeper and his conscripts over here, which are engaging against Luvnest's Pios. The victory points are now 45 remaining. That IS-2 has no main gun, so it has no defense against the Tiger Ace, which keeps taking shots at it from range. And there it goes. IS-2 destroyed by the Tiger Ace, which has single-handedly killed everything in Vindicare's army. My god. Vindicare is floating resources right now for his next call-in. This IS-2 that he's about to call in has to turn things around, or he looks like he's gonna be pretty screwed. That being said, Luvnest does have an extremely low income right now, and he will for as long as that ace survives. And he has, okay, not IS-2, T-34s. He has gone for the next set of T-34s. That is a low HP ace. There is an extremely good chance that this set of tanks could turn the game back in Vindicare's favor. Here they go, right down the central road. They are probably going to spot that ace soon. It's pretty vulnerable. It's going to have to backpedal hard back into the base. First volley does not connect, and it's trying to blitz to safety to keep taking advantage of its frontal armor. Another volley misses, but that volley did not, or that series of shots did not, and those T-34s take the ace down. There it goes, destroyed in a hulking pile of flames and twisted metal, and it looks like that's GG for Vindicare as far as I can tell. We continue the chase against the Vet 3 Panzer IV. That one is destroyed actually by an AT gun there in the north. Maybe I should hesitate to call GG so soon. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. There's now a Vet 3 Panzer IV and one T-34 on the field. One conscript squad, one Combat Engineer squad. With the Tiger Ace dead, Luvnest's income is restored, and he will be able to make a new Panzer IV, and he can make more infantry now as well, with his manpower coming back in at a reasonable rate. The T-34 is going to go hard left to engage against these Grenadiers over here. I honestly thought that Luvnest was about to lose this Panzer IV and lose the game, but since a T-34 died, I didn't take that AT gun into account. This game is now probably dead even again. The only main difference being that Vindicare has still got a lot of map control, but Luvnest has a slightly larger infantry army. They're back to using medium tanks primarily. Vindicare also has a huge fuel lead, which means his next set of T-34s will probably arrive pretty soon, but Luvnest is going to be in the lead for tanks as soon as that Panzer IV hits the field. He's also got a lot of Pios out for very quick repairs. Panzer IV putting pressure on a Maxim over here is going to force that back into the base, and it's killed. Pios taking control of the fuel over here on the right side. Pios grabbing this strategic point. Luvnest slowly getting everything on the right side back under his control. He needs to prioritize VPs, though. He's about to start losing them with only 45 left. He should definitely be capturing the VP first. There he goes. He realizes what he's doing. Goes to take control of the VP. Minesweeper spots that mine right there. Nice minesweep. Panzer IV heading straight left with support of a second Panzer IV, which is on the field now. The T-34 is pulled all the way back into the base for some self-repair. So Luvnest will easily win the engagement for the left side with these two tanks. Kind of gambling a little with those conscripts. AT grenade bounced, and there's a decent chance of a wipe. He's not got a whole lot of infantry left right now. He's not really in a position to be losing one of his 3 squads, but it looks like they're going to make a miracle escape somehow. Grenadiers taking control of the north cutoff. Pios take the fuel and VP. Luvnest loses 5-6 victory points during this 7 points during that decision to not prioritize VPs, but he's moving to get the triple cap going again over here on the left side. His Pios do not want to retreat out of this capture circle. The clock is stopped. He doesn't have to sacrifice this squad, but he would really like to get that point captured. Looks like it's not going to happen anyway. Combat Engineers move into the capture circle? No, they don't. Why did they sidestep like that? He could have prevented that getting captured, and whatever, it doesn't matter. Combat Engineers will get this captured, Pios have to retreat. The two Panzer IVs could maybe look for an opportunity against this thing. They need to be wary of the mine. Where did it go? Must have gotten swept. Swept up the mine. Nice sweep. And these two Panzer IVs should be able to win an engagement against that lone T-34, although a field gun is on its way to try and help. Fuel is going up pretty quick. Vindicare getting close to his next set of T-34s, at which point there will be 3 medium tanks to Luvnest's 2, and Luvnest cannot afford to make a single mistake right now. With only 38 VPs left.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector. Pioneers awaiting orders.
He has control of 2 of the 3 VPs, and the map is slowly turning back into his control. With all these Pios he has out right now, he's got a pretty decent amount of capping power compared to his opponent, who's floating for Collins and has only a very small infantry corps. And Luvnest is also making good use of minesweepers to support his tanks. Hasn't hit any huge game-changing mines yet. Man, Vindicare really likes these flares. Wonder how many Grenadier models he's killed on those flares this game. Probably gotten pretty okay value out of that.
We are losing the sector.
Uh-oh, field gun! Luvnest! Pop smoke! Tries to pull back to safety. Here comes attack ground, which does not connect. Panzer IV needs to pull back for some hasty repairs. This Panzer IV is still in good condition. Grenadiers move up to take a shot. But the Panzerfaust can't seem to get in range. There's the retreat. Meanwhile, the left side completely in Luvnest's control.
Enemy forces are securing our territory. It's done. Troop 3 ready to deploy.
How long has chat been like this? Do I need to like ban some people? I guess I don't have any mods on right now. How can you guys be trolling chat during a game like this? This game is so good. You're missing out.
The enemy still has 300 points.
There's an IS-2 on the field for Vindicare. Okay, I'll ban this guy. T-34 heading right.
Underway. MG-42 turret is ready. They're flanking us! The enemy has engaged us! We have a fresh grenadier.
Sturmovik coming in on some of Luvnest stuff up here. It doesn't look like it's going to do anything. Suppresses a grenadier squad. Here comes a little bit of light poke by the AT gun and T-34. There's a Stug on the field for Luvnest. That's rather bold. It does have access to target weak point, and as long as these Panzer IVs can soak up the damage for it, it should, if it can get target weak point off, be pretty useful. All of these tanks are falling low to AT gun fire, and they need to pull back a little bit, and the clock is about to be ticking against Luvnest again. That IS-2 is a serious problem. Oh no! Takes a shot at that Panzer IV. They're both down to a tiny sliver. IS-2 is falling a little bit low. There's smoke to protect the Panzer IV's AT gun. Oh, both bounce. Both shots bounce on that IS-2, and it will get away this time. Sturmovik dealing light damage to these assault guns and stuff, but it looks like Luvnest is going to lose this game if he doesn't make some sort of miracle push with sort of extremely damaged tanks. I don't know how he's going to get back victory point control with his tanks this low. That IS-2 looks like it was just too much for him. If he had just maybe thrown down one good Tellermine somewhere, maybe he wouldn't be in this situation. Grenadiers moving in to try and desperately get this victory point. They are suppressed by the one Maxim Vindicare has left. There's a retreat. That squad doesn't seem to be able to make anything happen. Panzer IV is going to go deep. It's been repaired pretty quickly. These two tanks still need a lot of repairs, though. Luvnest defending over here on this victory point with a one wounded Grenadier squad in green cover and an S-mine field. Panzer IV has wiped that Maxim though, and Grenadiers will make their way into the capture circle. This game doesn't look like it's over yet. As close as it is, damaged engine on that T-34 means that there's a pretty good chance it's going to get killed if it doesn't get some very hasty repairs, and the Stug plus fully repaired Panzer IV might wipe this vetted field gun. Over here on the left side, the S-mine field just wiped conscript squad, so that point's not going to get taken. Nice S-mines from Luvnest over there. That is so game-changing. Panzer IV may have to chase over this mine, though. Slowly taking a very tight turn. And that AT gun is cleared. Moves up on the damaged engine T-34. Stug needs to move to support in that engagement as well. The victory points are still ticking against Vindicare. Combat engineers just got wiped in an attempt to recover this AT gun. AT gun cleared again. Both Panzer IVs back to the front line, both heavily vetted. The Stug is here for this engagement as well. That's a dead T-34. And this IS-2 has no source of repairs right now. Stranded alone in the Soviet base. However, a Maxim just pushed away the Grenadier squad from the left side, which means Luvnest must get this point captured immediately if he doesn't want to lose the game. Panzer IV is peeking into the Soviet base. IS-2 receiving some hasty repairs from a freshly fielded squad of combat engineers over there. The Tier 2 structure is getting focused by these Panzer IVs and Stug. It's going to go down, which means no more field guns for Vindicare in the foreseeable future. The clock is stopped for now as Pios take control of this point. The left side decapped as well by a Maxim. These three tanks going straight into Vindicare's base, trying to focus down the HQ and go for the annihilation victory, which is an extremely real possibility right now. I think we might be looking at GG if he just focus fires that down. I don't think the IS-2 can do anything to stop this. Looks like Luvnest is going to disengage with that tank. Though this Panzer IV continues to fire on the HQ. Oh, he's shooting at the base bunker. Oh my god, IS-2 will chase that Panzer IV out of the base, but it gets destroyed by a long shot. Stug tries to focus fire this IS-2 down. Vindicare has no further call-ins coming, by the way. No chance of that happening. Luvnest is capturing everything, everywhere. Vindicare desperately trying to throw up a new Tier 2 structure. Target weak point from the Stug stuns the IS-2 briefly. Panzer IV trying to wipe that Maxim. IS-2 shots bouncing. I don't think Vindy can recover this game. I don't think he can. He's triple capped and has no map control left, and Luvnest is in his base. I'm pretty sure we're looking at GG, unless that IS-2 can pull off a miracle. It is the only serious weapon Vindicare has left in his arsenal. He has completed a new Tier 2, and it looks like he's at least pushed Luvnest back briefly. That Stug, though, that Stug is actually giving Luvnest some serious value. Vet 2 on that thing now. IS-2 has to continue moving to avoid getting kited to death by this Stug and AT gun moving up as well, which makes it very difficult for him to repair. Another Stug on the way now from Luvnest, who continues moving across the left side, getting the map captured. Maxim has to retreat from the left side Grenadier squad right there. LMG Gren's moving to take control of the left. We'll be able to wrap all that territory up. This Panzer IV is about to be fully repaired. The Stug's already fully repaired. Stolen field gun, 2 packs. I really think he could just walk into this base at this point, take out the HQ, and seal this game with the annihilation victory. That's what it looks like is going to happen here. But there is a fresh Tier 2 structure up. There is a fresh field gun. Here it comes. 2 Stugs, Panzer IV, 2 AT guns. Even frontally, I don't think that IS-2 can survive this sheer amount of firepower. That Stug has to pull back from AT gun fire right there, but wow, look at that damage. That thing went down so quick. LMG Grens will stop harassment of the left side. And I think that's GG. I think Vindicare has surrendered. Wow. Wow, that game. I don't even know. I don't even know what to think about that. Short break and we'll go into game 2.